Workers' Solidarity Alliance, it's the oldest and at present the largest social anarchist group in the U.S. The phrase that's currently being used is the shortest phrase. It's a social anarchist group rooted in the syndicalist tradition. So we, being a syndicalist group, we do, of course, favor, workplace organizing. And however, we're unlike some syndicalists who think only in terms of, say, one particular kind of ideological union they want to build. We don't look at it that way. We're dual organizational. In that sense, we believe there's a role for mass organizations of struggle, and also a role for a political organization, an organization that of activists and organizers that does things like education, training of people to be rank and file organizers, grassroots organizers, that kind of thing. We do that. Some of our members do that kind of thing. We've always believed that in terms of what to do in the U.S. now as far as the labor movement, that we have to be open to a range of different possibilities, because it's hard to predict what's going to work. So we're involved in things like grassroots workers centers that work around, workers come to them with problems, or tenants come to them with hassles they're having with landlords, and they work around that. And as well as some of our members are involved in the IWW, in, for example, the Starbucks Workers Union and the Jimmy John's Workers Union campaigns, to develop a kind of, again, a grassroots union organization, a mass organization run by its members. That's what we want. We want a labor movement that's built up that way. But, we're not sure exactly how that's going to come into being, and there are different situations, different kinds of organizations may make sense. It could be an independent union that is formed that's not part of the IWW. So there are a number of different kinds of organizations. We also favor, we believe the class struggle occurs also in the community, in various areas of consumption. So like some of us have been involved in organizing in struggles of public transit riders, of tenants. So there can be both organizing and struggle in the community sphere as well as in the workplace sphere. But the idea is basically mass struggles, mass organizations that we want to try to build and develop. That's kind of our strategy. I mean, that's what it means to be syndicalist. We're a single unitary organization. We have a single perspective. People agree to that, and they join, and we have branches. We have branches currently in Minneapolis, in Pensacola, Florida, in New York City, here in the Bay Area, in Southern California, Edmonton, Canada, and probably some places I'm forgetting. Although we have a political program, a political perspective, we don't define it in terms of the tags like anarcho-communism or anarcho-syndicalism or platformism or anything like that. What we've found is that very often two people could agree on a tag, but when you get down to concretely, well, what do you want to do? What does that mean to you? They may end up being in complete disagreement. They may not agree. And on the other hand, two people who prefer different tags because maybe of who they read first or something, whose ideas were kind of the first meaningful thing in revolutionary politics that they really liked. Two people might have different tags, but yet they may fundamentally agree. So we found that tags can be divisive, and so we prefer not to rely upon them and to rely instead upon stating our politics as much as possible just in ordinary English. And that's what our political statement does. And so that's kind of part of our approach as an organization. So we don't define ourselves as anarcho-communist or platformist or anything like that, even though, you know, in practice we may do things similar. We may approach things similarly to people who call themselves platformists or communists. In fact, probably, you know, a significant part of the membership do consider themselves to be anarcho-communists or platformists. It's just that's not how we define the organization.